drive this one deep. And he takes this from inside the 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. And the midshipman offense making its way back onto the field. When you're playing from behind, you can't afford to give it up the way they did the last drive, David.
No doubt. You cannot give the football away. Again, turnovers are the biggest stats in winning and losing games. You're behind, Palmer. Take care of the ball, but we got to go get a score here.
Yeah, and they just got to do a better job executing. I like the game plan so far for them, but they just need to go out and do a better job connecting the dots.
Man, if I'm a defense, I got to find a way to get some more pressure on the quarterback or disrupt their timing and their rhythm. I can't give them these big chunk plays through the air. I got to be maybe a little bit more aggressive or do something a little bit different.
A strong tackle and wrap up from the junior.
Yeah, and it's a nice job by this defense understanding, listen, that QB is a threat, and they're going to run all kinds of options, and he's going to run the football. They were dialed in and got that sucker to the ground.
He'll pull it on the read. Now the pitch. And a big play there on the option. The pitch was executed perfectly.
Well, with the weapons this offense has, you knew it was just a matter of time in the run game before someone was going to break a long one. They'd just been running into a wall. They just couldn't seem to find their creases and get enough movement up front, but they finally got it there, picking up the first. Let's see what happens next.
And he'll pick up the first down after a tough run there. Navy lifts anchor in the red zone. Looking for the score. And he was going for the touchdown there, and they couldn't make the connection.
Well, the good news is he did a nice job reading the coverage. He knew exactly where to go with the football that time. Just a little bit too much on that pass. You wonder if that's just nerves. He's got to settle himself down a little bit.
Smashes through the tackle. And they corral him at the 2-yard line. Navy quick to the line. To the ground to try to move the chains. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, midshipman.
The best running backs are the guys that can just sniff out the end zone. That running back showed you all of his freakish ability on that play.
And he did make that extra point, no issue with the treacherous footing. All tied up and just about set to kick it away. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. South Florida ready to send the offense back onto the field. And David, how they would love to stick it in the end zone one more time after that last drive.
And once you get the defense on their heels and you back them off a little bit, you get in a little bit of rhythm, it's really hard to stop, Jesse, and they're going to try to do it again right here.
And if you're this play caller, you're loving what's happening right now because everything you dialed up on that last drive ended up working out. You're just looking at your play sheet. Everything you're picking is working. Let's see if they can pull it off again here.
And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. If they can convert here, that type of play can really give you a shot of momentum. The back goes in motion. Dropping back, it's Tate. Unloads to the wideout. Got him downfield. And he was loose and in the open field and on his way. A tremendous pickup on that one. Movement here from the tight end. Quarterback flips it ahead quickly to the receiver. Past the 45. The expressway is wide open. He's showing it all. The juice, the jets, the moves, and he's got it down to the 16-yard line. They'll leave it with him. Plows through the defense. And he goes out of bounds after a nice pickup on that one. While we're only through one, these quarterbacks have been lighting up their stat lines. Going to work on second down in the red zone is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. They'll go to the counter play. And he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Bulls!
Another rushing touchdown. That's now 2 on the game. This offense thought they could come into this one running the ball, being the more physical team, and they look like it right now.
About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. And here comes the Navy offense. David, they'd love to do what they did last time and put this one in the end zone.
You ain't lying. They did a great job. The offense was clicking. Everything went well, Palmer. They executed and got the touchdown.
And they really were in a nice rhythm as well. And I'd love to see that here on the next drive, too. Just keep doing what you're doing. Everything seems to be working, and you seem to have this defense on their heels.
And he was loose and in the open field and on his way. A tremendous pickup on that one.
Yeah, defensively, you better be ready to run east and west when you're playing against this offense and their running game. That time, the offense was able to outflank the defense to the right side for a big play.
Hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver. The incomplete pass leaves him with second down. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
The defense really gets it. They understand what's going on. The quarterback is a threat to run the football. I have to understand that. It changes the way I play defense. Am I going to have more speed on the field? Whatever I do, I got to make sure I do what they did right there. Focus in on the QB, lock in, and make sure he doesn't beat me.
He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete, and fourth down's coming. Fires to the wideout. Makes the catch. He's got enough. Well, they just drained all the suspense out of the fourth down conversion, moving the chains easily. They were willing to spin that wheel of fortune in their own territory, and it paid off.
And it came up good. I mean, I think you see the aggressiveness by these offenses now, willing to go for it on their own territory, and I like it because they got it.
He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down. We now move inside 4 minutes to play here in the first half. To the ground with the back. They'll give him 4 yards on the carry. It's down at the 8-yard line. Navy quick to the line. They'll give it to the back. Running through contact. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Navy!
This guy just has a nose for the end zone, and you love his ability to find creases, use his speed in the open field, and go score. He's been really good for his offense early this year. That already his 5th rushing touchdown on the season. On the run from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. South Florida has it back, and the Bulls offense will return to the field. After standing on the sideline and watching that long touchdown drive, they really need to put something together to give their defense a rest.
And that's a real thing, man. Like, you played a lot of plays, you get worn out, you need a chance to go decompress on the sideline, get some oxygen. Palmer, now it's on this offense.
Yeah, this is the definition of complementary football because it's a two-pronged problem. You've got to score.
Afterburner. Oh, and after the big gain, the ball's loose. And the ball will bounce out of bounds on the fumble. And let's hold on just a minute here as the officials are going to have a second look. And you know the standard is indisputable video evidence, and the officials will change the call. See if they can turn this drive into points. They've got it 1st and 10 at the 50. Might as well give it to him again. Just finds that little crevice, and he's still up. And a really nice run and pick up there before the defense avoided disaster and stopped the really big play. Quarterback quick pass to the receiver. And that's a very productive first down play and bringing up 2nd and 3. They want to get this defense on its heels. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. They knock him down right there. Ball's at the 26. It's 3rd and short, and they'd love to pick up the first down and avoid settling for the field goal. Trying to pick it up on the ground. Pirouettes through. Just a savvy, veteran, productive run from this junior. He's now got 78 yards on the ground, and he's been terrific all season, ranking in the top 10 in rushing. The give out of the gun. He works his way all the way down to the 3, and the defense is reeling. We'll take a quick break here. 2 minutes to play in the first half. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. They'll go to the counter. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. Boy, they'd love to pick up this conversion and go to work with a 1st and goal. Back to throw, it's Tate. Looking to the end zone. And he's got it! Touchdown, South Florida!
And I just love the execution by this offense. Late in the half, man, you want to take the lead. You want to get that momentum on your side, and they do it. They finish it with the passing game. And I'll tell you what, keep that passing game up. You can keep this lead, keep the momentum, and keep putting up numbers.
On the move from inside his 5. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. And Navy will go back on the attack. These two defenses have had their heads spinning here in the first half, and now we might even see a little more scoring with this drive.
It's going back and forth. This is like two heavyweights just trading blows, David. What does this defense got to do to get a stop here?
I tell you what, man, when you're giving up points like this and you've got no momentum, you got to find somebody that can make a play to create something. And listen, if they're scoring anyways, let's be aggressive. Let's blitz more. Let's make sure we're making them.
Intercepted. Got some room to run. Touchdown, Bulls. A great return for the touchdown. Any return for a touchdown is a great one to a defense.
Really nice drive by this offense. This is a top 10 defense. This is a challenge. They're going to make everything difficult. So when you can make some plays against this defense, you got to absolutely take advantage, create some momentum for your squad. Nice drive by this offense.
Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. And the midshipman offense making its way back onto the field. So late in the half, this is really an opportunity, David, maybe to swing the momentum in their favor.
Dang right. There's no time to be concerned. If we're a little bit down, listen, I just think this is a point with the offense that they can prove. Like, we're here, we're going to create something now that we can build on in the second half.
Coach said all week he wanted to be aggressive. This is a great opportunity to show that right now. At the end of the first half, try and generate some momentum, score some points before going into halftime.
Hauls it in. Big gain on that one as he steps out of bounds with a 1st down. Navy quick to the line. The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. Going up top on 1st down. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. Here comes the offense on 2nd down. He's looking to throw. Dumps it to the back. This time on target. He's there to make the stop, but not before he sets up this offense. 1st and goal from the 7. Clock stops momentarily for the 1st down. They'll hurry to the line. A 1st down run in the red zone. He's got it down to the 1-yard line right on the doorstep of Pater. Clock's running, and they'll try to get to the line warp speed for 2nd down. He's looking to throw. It falls incomplete. He was trying to find his man for 6. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, midshipman. On to attempt the try. And the extra point cuts the lead to 7, 28-21. So here comes the kickoff after the touchdown, and the last thing you need right before the half is to give up a big return. He'll start the return inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Inside 10 seconds to go, and the half clock reads 9. It is 1st and 10. The give to the back. They needed to find enough space and get it moving forward, and they're up to the 22. Typically, you only see this at the end of the game or end of a half. I'm not really sure why we're getting an early peek at victory formation.
28, Navy, 21.
And he takes this from inside the 5. And the returner could find no daylight. He goes down. South Florida ready to send the offense back onto the field. If it's working, why change it? And that running game was working in the first half. I imagine we'll see a lot more of it here in the third quarter.
And you just know the offensive line was telling their coordinator, put this on us. Let us continue to go out there, push these guys around. We can put this game on our back and end this thing by running the ball.
And this is a manhood question for this defense. Like, as a defensive lineman, and you're pounding the rock, like, I got to physically rise to this challenge. This defense has to play more inspired and more physical in the second half.
So what do they have for 3rd and short from their own 23? They'll stick to the ground looking for the marker. And he'll have enough for the first down at the 42. The Bulls want to pick up the tempo.
Well, as a defense, you know this is going to be a challenge every time you face this offense. They're one of the 25 best in the nation at getting first downs because they can pick them up in a variety of ways, including running the football. You have got to be physical when facing off against this offense.
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. To the air. It's Tate. Pocket starts to collapse. Got rid of it just in time. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down.
He didn't have a whole lot of time to get rid of that one. The defense was all over him right after the snap. No wonder that thing fell incomplete.
On 3rd down, he drops to throw. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf. And the Bulls will punt it away on 4th down. The punters have had the day off up to this point. First one of the game. He'll field the punt and take it back. He's got great speed. There he goes. Open it up. You want to talk about dynamic ability to flip a field on display right there. And it was just about a return for a touchdown. Excellent field position here for the offense. The give to the tailback. Not a lot there. Picks up 1 inside the 20 to the 19. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Right back to the well. They get him stopped after a 2-yard gain. Ball's at the 17. Things look great with that field position a few plays ago, but now it's 3rd and 6. From the gun, wants to pass. He's right on target. Touchdown, Navy! Reeled it in and just made the house call.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. And listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
South Florida has it back, and the Bulls offense will return to the field. They just didn't quite find the rhythm on that last drive, Jesse. They had to punt it.
I think they got to be more physical, David. I think up front they got to do a better job getting blocks and establishing this running game.
And how easy does football become if you're the more physical team? If you can threaten the run and then run play action, it opens up the whole offense at your disposal.
Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry.
Yeah, I think the running back kind of went rogue on that last running play. I'm not sure it was designed to go that direction. He tried to make it happen on his own and unfortunately ended up losing yards.
Looking to pass. It's Tate. Can't make the connection on 3rd down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's 4th down. The Bulls send out the punt unit. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. On his way from around the 50. That nifty return sets up the offense and negates some of the yardage on the punt. And here comes the Navy offense. This could be a real turning point in the game. They scored a touchdown. They got to stop. And now a chance to break the tie.
Yeah, this offense has got it cooking, man. And how about the defense? Great job getting that stop, getting the football right back to the hot hand. Now this offense, Palmer, has a chance to take the lead.
You can see the offense, too. They understand the situation right now. They were jonesing on the sidelines to get another opportunity to run back on the field. They are ready to drive this ball and go score.
Coming to the line, looking for that first down on 3rd and short from the 29. He'll try to pick it up on the ground. He's got enough for the first down. They'll spot him at the 24-yard line.
Those little chunks keep annoying the crud out of you when you're on defense. It's just putting them in easy situations. Chewing up 4 to 6 yards at a pop like that puts you in a bad situation as a defensive coordinator. What do I call? Either way, priority number one, we got to stop the run.
Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be 2nd down. Motion trying to get the defense to show his hand. He'll toss it. And he caught that pitch in stride and was off to the races. A big gain and a first down for this offense. Navy is clicking on all cylinders right now. He'll ride his man on the option. And the ball is out. Who's going to get it?
Man, those are backbreakers. Defensively, you get so excited. You force the fumble, I'm going to get a turnover, and the offense falls.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Using his feet to buy time. Throw into the end zone, and it's picked off. Taking it the other way. And a big return after the INT sets up the offense for this possession. They'll snap the ball. First play of the drive coming from their own 24. From the shotgun, the inside give. Not a lot of room, but found his way ahead for 2 out to the 26. This offense has a 2nd down play. They'll go to the ground. And he was able to work his way for just a few, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter. What a ride. It's been through the first 3 quarters of this game. We are all tied up. Let's check out some stats. They've changed ends of the field, now facing 3rd down as they go back to work. Looking to throw, it's Tate. They're bringing heat. Couldn't find a man and just had to throw it away to avoid a negative play. And the Bulls will line up to punt it away. He only needs a sliver of daylight. They'll put a stop to that return at about the 37-yard line. And Navy will go back on the attack. And boy, they missed an opportunity last time throwing that pick in the red zone, David.
And you got to put that frustration behind you. You can't turn it over. That's a cardinal sin. No better than that, Jesse. You can't take points off the board, but you got to move on.
You do. I think he just got way too overeager.
And he can't escape, and down he goes. That is the last thing you want on first down as an offensive sack. Now it's 2nd down. He's looking to throw. Fires downfield. Going to throw it to the right. He's got his man. And it is a chunk play. A huge gain on that one before the defense brings it to an end. He'll keep it himself. Solid fundamentals on that tackle from this freshman.
Well, the QB decided to keep it on that one. And listen, if you had his athleticism, you'd want to keep it too. Almost every time they run these types of option plays. But he's just going to have to do a good job of understanding when to hand it off, when to pitch it, and try to keep this defense on their heels and read his keys. He's got a lot of talent. Just got to make sure he's making the right decisions moving forward.
A solid pickup there before the defense is able to make the stop. Hoping to help their kicker out with a few yards on 3rd down, because from here, it would be a 58-yarder. They've got it inside the 40 at the 39 as they pick up the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Open space at the 25. And he almost ran away from everybody on that one. A huge pickup on that play. Here comes Navy back to the line after picking up the first down. From the red zone, he's going to throw it. Snags it over the middle. He'll get it all the way down to the 8-yard line, and the defense is feeling the heat. And this offense is so close they can almost taste taking a fourth-quarter lead, but they don't want to leave too much time on the clock for an answer. He works his way ever closer all the way down to the 1-yard line. They go right back to their man on 2nd and goal. Touchdown, midshipmen! And with that, they move out front here in the 4th.
You know, this guy's had a big role in this offense this year, especially when they get down close to the end zone. That's his 5th rushing touchdown on the year. He's been a factor for these guys offensively.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. And the returner runs out of real estate as he goes down. South Florida ready to send the offense back onto the field. Their drive chart is starting to look a little monotonous. Punt, 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 David.
And their defense is starting to get a little frustrated, too. They just keep putting me back on the field, possession after possession. Jesse, this offense needs to get their heads out of their you-know-whats.
The punter's on the sideline with the oxygen mask right now. He's been playing so much. He's not used to this. This offense, they just got to stay on the field. They've got to put a drive together and get some balance going, running and throwing the ball.
Got his man quickly. And he's able to bounce off one tackle for a solid pickup. We've reached a 2-minute warning, and the defense needs to come up with a stop to close this thing out. The offense has plenty of time, and this defense trying to dig in and get one more stop and hang on. And he can't get it off. Taken down. What a huge play this late in the game.
I love players that step up in big situations, in big moments of big games like that. Late in this game on 3rd down.
Fires the pass, intercepted. Drills him with the stiff arm. And the senior just snatched the ball out of the air and gave it back to his offense.
And that is a back-breaker. It's 4th down, though. Listen, you got to throw the football. You got to try to make a play. But the defense came up big in a big moment.
On the option. He'll toss it. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. A negative play to open the drive. Let's see what they've got on 2nd and 14. Motion by the back forces the defense to adjust. He'll pitch it. Oh, look. Got enough space. And he'll finish the run and the end zone. Touchdown, Navy! That'll give him a little more breathing room as they try to push this winning streak to 5. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Fellas, it's a final now in one of the more intriguing games of the week, that notable top 25 clash. Colorado steamrolled its way to victory today. They scored off turnovers, they scored on gadget plays, an all-around masterpiece that'll give the folks in Boulder a ton of confidence. Going to be interesting to see what the fallout from this one is for one ranked team, while the other figures to get a bounce when the new rankings come out, guys.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. Back to pass, it's Tate. Pressure coming. Slips a tackle. It's a fumble on the play. And the defense has got in there trying to pick up some yards.
And this really puts it out of reach. I mean, it was already a tall order, and you had to be aggressive in this situation. But now, with this turnover, this one's all but over.
On the option. He'll toss it. At the 35, he's loose. And how much running room have they been able to find just all day? They are piling up unbelievable rushing stats. From the 17-yard line, threatening to score on 1st and 10. Makes the catch. He gets it in. Touchdown, midshipmen. They build this 4th quarter lead, and they are just minutes away from going 5-0. And the extra point splits the uprights, and they're up a full 3 touchdowns, a 21-point cushion in the 4th. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. South Florida has it back, and the Bulls offense will return to the field. The deficit is large, hope is fainting, but they'll try to finish strong.
They made a lot of mistakes in this game, and that's why it looks like they're going to take the L. Lots of things to improve on, lots of things to coach upon, and at this point, I think if you're a head coach, David, you're just trying to see which of your guys aren't quitting late in the game.
Yeah, which is a real thing, by the way. Who's going to compete to the final whistle? What do we talk about all the time? Coaches are always preaching to these guys. Don't worry about the scoreboard. Just compete as hard as you can. So, good opportunity to try to finish this game with something positive.
The offense uses a timeout, 20 ticks remaining. They line up with some serious work to do if they want to convert this one. Looking to throw, it's Tate. And it's intercepted. A turnover for the defense. Trying to take it back. Touchdown, Navy! And this defense coming up with points of their own. What an interception return. You see some confidence over there as they're closing in on a Week 7 win.
Dude, you didn't think it could get any worse, right? You thought this game's over as it is anyways. Offense still throwing the football, still trying to make plays, and the defense just continues to pour it on, gets the pick, makes its way all the way to the end zone.
They'll try to put something together, backed up a bit, starting at their own 13. They'll throw it on first down. Unloads to the wideout. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. And he's ruled down right there, but he'll have plenty to move the sticks. We're at the midway.